All right, all right. What is up, everybody? How are you all doing today? We're a little bit late getting things set up, but we are here for a crucial advancing matchup between US South and Japan, and we're starting right away with DDR. Here we go. We are on Asmax POV to start off, and he already gets bumped by Backhake, who took a pretty decent line there to start things off, and Revise taking cut. USA putting a stamp on this race early on.
Like coming right off hot in the gate, a very nice golden mushroom pull right off by Asmac, settling in right now, 5th place right now, and is really going to want to hold this up for that ultra cut coming right at the end of this lap. It's going to be a massive time saver.
This is absolutely huge here for Japan, especially with USA being top 3, and Backhake is not who you want to start off in first. And by the way, Backhake being called up coming out of retirement to play for this one, and that's definitely a player that they need for this one. Looks like nobody takes cut in top 4, no shrooms. Huge for Asmac.
Asmac's just going to be able to get right up in the first, no problems whatsoever. Is going to be able to establish this really nice front run presence for Team Japan.
And unfortunate there for Sam is he falls off with Bill, but it looks to me like, oh, he's just barely in 9th here. The bagging battle is very close, but Roast in a star. And that's going to be a huge bagging battle. Arguably 2 of the best baggers in the game going head-to-head here.
Definitely a very big display matchup here from both these teams.
Let's switch off to Mason's POV if we get it. Set it up in a second. We can switch off to him in a moment. He actually he's stream delay, so we're gonna keep it on Asmac.
Still following Asmac, still sitting along in first here. Nothing too bad in his way right now, so he's gonna be able to just completely keep line spamming, do what he's got to do, keep it up. But it looks like a bit of USA behind Asmac, so.
Yeah, I thought I saw somebody spinning out in the mini-map there. I'm not entirely sure if it's a troll attempt or not, but it looks to me like nonetheless this is still looking pretty okay. I think both teams are it's kind of even here with like 2-3 for USA possibly. I saw Casper and Mason running up there.
Yeah, Asmac with a really nice backspam banana there is going to grab 1, but it's still going to keep
switch over to Mason here for like an instant replay sort of, just to kind of get some get a bit of a perspective on what happened lap 3 here.
So we got the switch up here, seeing Mason right now, third place at the moment. Macy, my apologies. So 3rd place coming through, and it looks like Macy's just going to be able to seal the deal. Casper coming up 2nd, so 2-3 on USA South. Revise is behind in 4th, so yeah, a 2-3-4 secure for USA.
Yeah. Bit of a kind of a lackluster first race there. It was hard to see. The pack broke away really early on. It was kind of hard to see what happened that really broke that pack up. But nonetheless, Asmac, just a pretty decent item to recover there. It looked like USA had a pretty strong foothold of that race. A little bit unfortunate for Sam to pull a bill there and not, maybe try to get mid-spot dodge or anything. But nonetheless, it's still a decent race. And for those of you just coming in now, we did start up pretty late. But I want to remind you guys that this is going to be a 5GP format, and basically any match advancing matchup will be 5GPs, whether it's 2-0, 2-2. Basically, any team that has 2 wins that are facing off with one another will be 5GP.
Definitely, and just short reminder as well, because we had to get into this so early. Your casters stay myself, Zexus, and I am also joined by Jaggy, who is the other voice that is gracing your beautiful eardrums.
Yeah, we'll get scores up as soon as we get the Toad bot up, or the score bot up. It's a bit of a kind of a rough first few races here that we'll set up, but then we'll get everything situated. Early on here, we're going to be seeing Backhake in 2nd. Huge shroom pull there from Hiduke. Oh.
Has to have been a 1-for-1 trade for Cake for AZ, coming with the green shell and banana hit for both of them. That's going to put them both in the back and shake up.
And look at this backing battle. Both baggers failed the strat. You don't see that too often. Usually one bagger goes for it, one bagger doesn't, but they were both adamant to go for it. It looks to me like Mac is slightly winning out here, shrooming ahead of Roast, was shrooming ahead of Mac. 50-50 now.
Definitely, and when you're in a competition like the World Cup, you need to bring out all the stops, even if it includes going for those risky bagging.
Do you agree with this? Do you agree with this star hold though?
I don't think it's objectively a bad idea right now because it's lap 2. Pack is relatively tight, so if Azmac is dodging here, he's going to see a huge upside. However, he's not super far behind, so it isn't much of a risk at the moment. At worst,
Yeah.
a first set chain if no shock is obtained.
Yeah, we did say Hidoke get up there early, and from the looks of it, I believe he's still in first. I didn't see any spin out or anything, but he is being hotly contested in second. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens up there. Obviously, we don't have a POV of his end, but bottom 3 here for JPN. He should. I was going to say maybe not. Maybe this could be a sign that they have shock right now. That he's not chaining it here. Might come here.
In the MKWC, out of the star, we'll see a shock just come here for Azmac. There it comes right at the man. Is going to find the dodge and is going to find his way up. Not going to be able to find any items at the moment.
Here, though.
Is going to be able to pass up Casper at the moment. No items in terms of Casper. 2-3 right now for Japan. As they are coming up, Sam holding off the fort in first and looks like might be able to seal the deal for USA. And hold up, but here comes the blue shell.
He's gonna wait. He's gonna wait. Yeah. And good comms there from JPN too. Not forgetting about that fib because Azmac could easily forget about that fib coming up in a dodge. And yeah, I mean, pretty good run there from Hiduke, considering that he was, it was 2-3-4-5 at one point for USA. Could be a sign that they were doing a good job of avoiding his backs, but nonetheless he holds his own. And clutch shock pull from Roast. It was pretty much 50-50 shock at that point.
Not too sure if that was one of those last second pulls right there, or if Roast did have it for a while, but if they did, it was great patience coming from Team Japan, the wait out the Mega from Batcake, and then the star from Macy to be able to give Azmac that almost last frame star dodge. And a very beautiful top 3 coming out from Team Japan.
By the way, that's a Backcake's POV. So if we can get that fixed, that actually is Backcake, not Macy. Okay. But Backcake does have a bit of a delay. Hold on. I'm going to confirm to make sure he has 30 seconds or 60 seconds so we can get that situated. But other than that, yeah, it's going to be Backcake's POV. And yeah, going back to that bagging strat, there were a couple people that were questioning that, actually. So this has been kind of a new meta, not over the past couple months, but it's been the new meta over the last, I'd say, maybe 5 or 6 months, where the baggers go forward and they do, CM glitch, but it doesn't mess with any checkpoints or anything. So that's the reason why it's not banned. We are going to be seeing BCW. It's going to be a very good pick here for JPN. Expect them to insta-back in, left, middle, and right. It's going to be very hard to avoid this.
Land top 3 BCW.
No, they hold their items.
Treacherous.
They hold on to their items.
Yeah, very nice shroom pull off second Azmac too. So
yeah, that not instant backing can prove to be detrimental here though, as Backkick was able to red somebody and then shroom up to first. This is massive. We'll see if he can go for cut here or go for the ultra.
If he goes for ultra, it doesn't look like he opts to go for it. Azmac, another shroom in second, so we'll help him catch up to Backcake. But a really nice job for Backcake being able to establish some early pressure for USA in.
Bagger in 10th. Yeah, looks to me like they both failed the hawk, but one. Ooh, good back.
Very nice fib placed by Backcake, catches Azmac from surprise, so that's gonna knock him all the way back to 6th.
Yeah, it looks like the bagger in 10th made hawk, but it was a really weird one. Bagger in 9th missed it. We'll take a look at the bagging battle. Looks like Mac is winning out by quite a bit. Had to respawn with Bill, possibly, though.
Unfortunate wall hit from Azmac, gonna force the Mega out, and is gonna have him smushed in 8th right now. So
with USA in 10th, though, I mean, they are in kind of bad spots. What would you do here? Oh, actually, no, it's 5-7. It's pretty much, actually, they're good spots. 1-5-7. I'm not sure who else is up there, but what would you do here if you're USA?
I think right now you got to play to your strengths. If you're sitting in a top spot right now, I think what you're really doing is playing to hold on to that first and then try and play around it after the fact. And once you secure that first, you're able to get a little bit more swifty with it and see if you can try and turn that 1 into a top 2 or anything extra. But I think you just got to play the safe game. Really get that first.
We're talking all that stuff about shock, but both baggers look to me like they're still respawning. The bagging battle's so tight still, though. This definitely favors USA being shockless right now. It's Sam winning out in the bagging battle.
Yeah, definitely a lot to be talked about here. Bottom 2 right now still for Japan with Jan and Asmac back here, not able to really do much to catch up at the moment. Still chanting stars for Asmac. He's going for the glitch. Does make it. He's gonna land still up into the star. And it's gonna bring him right into third. Gonna try and slow on a little bit onto Revise. Is not going to find it. Drops fifth back. Red chasing him though. Might catch up one, but is gonna be able to bring himself into second. And what a nice bring back from Asmac on BC Wii. A very nice glitch lap 3 is gonna bring him back into a top spot.
Yeah, and pardon me, I said Mac a couple times. That actually is Sam. Apologies, I was just trying to get my bearings a little bit. We kind of started this late, but first 2 or 3 races, I'll get the stuff out of the way there. Honestly, yeah, that is Sam. Pardon me.
Honestly, I believed you. I wasn't even willing to battle you with that. I was like, yeah, no, that's Mac.
Don't trust me of all people. Come on now.
You had convinced me because, like, I don't know. Sometimes you hear some very solid casting, and you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Your first mistake is trusting me.
I
1456 from USA though. That was such a big beginning. I mean, we got to point back to the first few seconds there with JPN starting off in top 3, right? They did not insta-back, which was interesting, right? And that allowed Backkick to really just kind of grind his way up there and front run the rest of the race.
I mean, you could really think about even item crafting a little bit. 2 out of 3 of that boxes didn't give you a back sample item with Asmac pulling the shroom in second first box. So they only had a potential 2 boxes to back, and I only think they had a green and a fib, which can be detrimental. But really needing all 3 of those back spam items to make a difference is probably what stopped the plan a little bit to enable Backkick to get up there so quickly.
Yeah, and it looks to me like it's going to be BC3, I believe.
You would be correct. You do know you're Japanese, as BC3 has been selected.
Best educated guess. at least I'm not somebody that pretends to be. No, I'm not going to get to that can of worms.
Going back to my 2014 ISO days, I definitely still remember the text. So.
All right.
As for that 8th place right now for Asmac, gonna grind up some shrooms, try and look for something to be able to take either the cut or the ultra. Right in front is HDK. So Team Japan starting bottom 3 at the moment. Not a bad place to be on BC3 though.
Yeah, huge ultra take there from Backkick though. He's gone in first, and it didn't look to me like anybody else lined up for it. And top 3 early on here from USA. With Roast actually winning out. So if you were to pull shock here, I'm sure, maybe dodging up before the ramps lap 2, it's going to be very early, but in a track like this where you could easily break away, it's much needed.
Yeah, especially an unfortunate situation like this where you unfortunately get a PC. But he does manage to pass it off to Sam, though. Sam's going to have to sit and take that TC. That's going to help Roast a little bit. It looks like Roast just got taken up into the sky. So
yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Roast because he was initially winning by a bit, but... yeah, bottom 3 here for JPN. They're really going to have to grind up here if they want to get something out of this. They're probably going to... I wouldn't say that USA are going to block Ultra, but it could be smart to do so.
Definitely could be a good angle if they look for it. Early shock going to come in, going to dodge 2 of Team Japan. That's going to get Asmac to take the cut. Also chanting up Shrooms. Won't be able to catch up to Backkick, though, but will give him a little bit of breathing room in second place.
Yeah, still not going to be in sniping range, but he'll be close enough to a point where if Backkick doesn't go for Ultra and he does, he will probably pass him by just a bit. We'll have to see if I think he's most likely going to try to block cut, though.
Well, he does have a Shroom, though. If it's blocked by Banana, he could actually use this red to take out the Banana, to take the regular cut. So, if that's even a scenario.
JPM probably in like decent spots behind Backkick though. Yeah, cut is not actually blocked. Barely.
Oh, but is gonna clip the Banana. That's gonna take him off the track. That's gonna give a little bit more calming room for Backkick.
It was not blocked, but he had to line up. Oh, there's a shock.
Another shock, but he changed to a TC, unfortunately. Looking for a star, does get the star. Chance to another one. Macy is in the target eyes for Asmac. Then right off the get-go, we get added.
Number 5, 6, 7. Who wants to be a millionaire? What happens next?
That's tough.
Yeah, but I was going to say, That cut was, I think, makeable, but he had to line up just a little bit further behind there. I don't blame him from going for it there because, he was lined up a little close to the ramp and, he would lose a lot of time if he tried to back up and realign. But
Yeah, it's definitely something where you need to play for first, and you want to try and do it as fast and as optimal as possible. But I think it was just a little bit too much to the left and clip the or right, as a matter, and clip Nana and fell off. But still not bad overall. 236 for Japan is a pretty salvageable race, considering Bad Cake pretty much was in first the entire race off a great cut lap one.
yeah. And I mean, I gotta say there that Backhake definitely held his own in that GP. He was definitely up there. And usually, a pattern that I've been seeing in these races is that USA are first, and then like 4-5, with some supporting spots, some clutch shocks coming in from Roast though. Going back to that bagging battle, it looked a little confusing because he was winning the bagging battle at first, but then Sam got a huge lead. My guess is that he got shock, and then Sam just hit him with a golden or something like that. But yeah, shocks coming in very important from JPN to hold it down. And Roast, arguably the best bagger in the game, against Sam, arguably the most talented bagger in the game. You could argue that Roast is also the most talented, so it's definitely a battle of titans here.
A lot of strong baggers that we've seen so far in this World Cup, and Roast and Sam are two baggers, none to scoff at either. Both are very strong baggers in their own respective rights, and just both these teams going head to head is just really going to be a barn burner, in my opinion. I think this is going to be a close one all the way through, and I'm excited to see these two teams just completely duke it out to see who can come out on top.
US South coming out with DKS here. This is definitely one of their staple picks. And I would point to Backhake and Revise being very strong runners in DKS in their own right. And Thunder too, if he were playing. I think he got subbed out for Backhake potentially, but DKS is going to be the track pick here. JPN are no slouch here though. They do like this track very much when they're in top spots as well. So expect an absolute dogfight here.
Oh yeah, it's going to be absolutely crazy here. And I mean, coming from this is my favorite track in the game, so I'm really excited to see how this one plays out regardless.
And we are going to be watching Backhake stream. Bear in mind, this is Backhake. If we can switch the graphics after this one, but Backhake gets an early fib off. It's going to be, looks like a top 2 early. No, 1-3. Oh,
Revise looks like he does. Is going to make it a top 2 at the moment for Backhake and Revise. So Double Taker is going to be lining up, and they're going to make it very nicely. And still a top 2 secure right now for USA South. Actually, a nice little shroom pull too. So
the bagger that committed first got overtook and failed it. It's going to be Roast winning out in the bagging.
Oof, and that's great for Team Japan right there, as US South right now with a top 2 might be able to do a can dodge to try and shake up those spots a little bit, just barely getting past that fib, and gonna go for the double once again. Very nice line, and it's just that easy. It's just that easy.
It is that easy. If you want to, actually, no. Now it looks like don't switch. AZ now has a 30-second delay, unfortunately. Before it was the other way around, but we'll keep it on Macy. Oh, this is huge. Yeah. Japan has shock. He's slowing down in cannon.
Not to use it. Is not going to take the bait. Triple greens is going to come out from Azmak. Is going to threaten Backhake a little bit. Red coming out too. Shroom is going to be used, but will not be good enough. Gets him just out of the snow cut, and that's going to put him down, moving US Team
and this could be huge. JPN could maybe go for some respawn dodges if they're really feeling up for it. Doesn't look like they are going for it yet.
Goes Backhake, going to make the double, moves him into third. Team Japan still in top 2. No item in the disposal for Backhake. Is going to have to try and trust his lines. Will not be good enough, though, as Team Japan are going to move to the top 2. Shock on the line.
Dodges.
Type is coming up, but isn't going to be able to secure up a top 3, but looking like maybe a top 2-5, maybe, coming out for Team Japan. And a top very strong
potentially, race. Yeah.
Maybe top 2-4. I thought top 2-4 was too greedy. I thought top 2-5 was like a good middle man. I was like, I don't
Nonetheless,
want to push this. Like that might be a little bit too greedy saying something like that. But yeah, a great race coming up for Team Japan. Back-to-back shocks and top 2-5. I was right. Give me my money, Jaggy.
Never trust me. That's basically what when it comes to. I said maybe. I never put my money on top 2-4. I was like, maybe top 2-4. That's a good race though from JPN. Good recovery too. And Roast really showing his mettle here.
Yeah, Roast really popping off that race, getting 2 clutch shots.
Popping off in general right now. He's definitely getting the better end of Sam.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like first GP was like super close. This one's going to be no different at all. I'm expecting us to see USA South fire back within these next couple races to try and even out the playing field once again. But Grumble Volcano is going to be looked at by USA South, and Team Japan taking a little bit looking at a more of a highway type route versus a Volcano. A little bit more running centric for what Japan's looking for, sitting in that top 2, and Grumble Volcano, a great track for really shaking up those spots in any type of time during the race. But Moonview Highway picked up, and that's what we'll be going for. So,
and with top 2-5 here, I mean, what would you do if you're first? You try to swerve to prevent the draft, yes?
You either try and swerve to get try and take out the draft.
We're lined up. Our POVs are lined up. Here we go.
We have officially made it. This is the scaling moment. Red coming up for Asmac is not going to connect. Backcake moves himself in the second, so is going to be able to at least try and get himself.
And Asmac has a fib here. It's going to be crucial.
He's going to find the back fib on the backcake. That's going to shift him all the way back in the 6th, 5th, and
Asmac gets shroom bumped though, so it's kind of a one-on-one exchange there with this slightly favoring. I think looks like JPN are in 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure who that is in first.
Not entirely sure. You do see Cass rep there, but pretty sure that's Casper in second. Golden 5th for backkick, and he's just getting. He doesn't need no introduction. He knows he's gotta go. Top 3 coming out for Team USA. Very strong flip on Team Japan coming on their track pick.
Switch to Asmac here. I'm really interested to see how he's going to handle this. He uses 1 shroom, still not in sniping range. Switch over to Asmac here. Let's see how he handles these back spams. This is crucial. He's their only top spot at the moment. With the bagging battle looking to me like Bagger in 10th loses Bill. And from what I saw...
I actually get to see what the bagging battle is looking like in just a second as we're coming up to... That's Sam right there, so...
And there's really not much JPN can do here. They have to cycle blue.
Yeah. They also have to either cycle blue or really hope for a nice little shock in 9th. But
shock red would be another viable option if they did have it, but Roast doesn't have it.
Roast just got taken out by the truck, so Roast is down. Here comes the blue shell, though. Blue shell is going to... There's shock coming in to cancel it out, though. And that's going to secure that top 3 up for USA.
It's going to be top 4?
Wait,
no,
that's Sam. That's Sam.
As soon as I saw USA, top 4? No, Sam.
Sam, don't bait me like that. You got me going for a second. I was going to start screaming. But a very nice race.
I was going to say, I was actually going to segue that into me, pulling the trigger as soon as I see USA in 4th or 5th. Kind of like Jay Sully pulling the trigger on the shock, using it accidentally in one of the matches. I forget which one it was. I think it was the match against France where they made it was US North, by the way. The match where they made a huge comeback and beat France. But this is USA South after all. It's going to be a top 3 for US South.
Look, all I'm saying is I called USA coming out with another big race after the big Japan race on DK Summit. So all I'm saying is I have the script.
just bet the house on anything Zexus decides to predict.
I have the parlays. I know the plus minuses here, boys. If you want the goods, come my way.
But, by the way, that wasn't a dig at Jay Sully. It was me trying to be funny and confusing US North and South again. So let's go. DK Mountain, though. Let's get back into seriousness here. DK Mountain here is actually a pretty decent pick for top 3. Aside from the fact that 4th can actually start off in a pretty decent line and outlay first, depending on the lag starts. But nonetheless, I know this is one of Backcake's strongest running tracks. Obviously, he is, one of the best runners in the game when he's on his day. But this is definitely a track you want to be if you're seeing Backcake in first.
Definitely. DK Mountain gets selected, and it's usually a pretty hectic one here. I don't really see too many pretty quiet DK Mountain races, especially in rooms like this. So I really expect this to just be an absolute crazy race here. But starting off here, Azmac going to be hitting a box in fourth, going to pull off single shroom, moves all the way to sixth, is going to hit the back red though, so he's going to be forced to use the shroom to salvage that momentum.
Yeah, very good run here from Casper, which, by the way, is Casper US from California. Also a very strong runner in his own right. Has played for the likes of JX and Ethereal at one point as well. He was in.
I believe he also had a little bit of time in SE as well.
Yeah.
Very strong runner in his own right. Definitely deserving to be here. As Azmac still hitting single shrooms in sixth. Gonna try the chain up. Unfortunately, a little late on the chain, so
close.
Isn't gonna find anything there. Pow coming in, but looks like seeing also a TC off of another Team Japan member, so that's gonna move up Azmac side by side. And single red in third, as top two right now occupied by Team USA.
I mean, there's not really much of anything that Azmac can do right now in terms of sniping. He's just really going to have to maintain his lines. But the issue comes from, type backs, right? If you try to maintain your line and stay up to top two, you might get back. So I think he might just go wide on maybe this particular turn. I don't think he's going to go for 2008. I think that's a little bit much, but ooh, nicely done.
He was able to go inside. Fib goes a little bit wide off the cut, so is able to use that to his advantage. And it's going to get a nice shrimp here. It's going to move a little bit closer to the back kick, so he is chipping away at this break that Team USA is established.
That's a clutch shroom too.
Nice green back dodge right there coming up from Azmac. Going to hit the cannon. No shock yet, so...
Yeah, I think roast. And here's the problem with nice back there. Here's the problem with going for shock in ninth here. If you're roast, I mean, you're gonna risk. Oh wow, very good snipe there from Revise, especially on the downhill too. It's really hard to get a snipe off there, and that's absolutely monumental.
Yeah, another banana hit as well.
Casper hits the wall on the POW on the other POV. I don't think he's off though. Switch over real quick to back kick, see if that matters much.
Azmac into a star though, it's going to move them, but it doesn't look like it's going to cause any problems for Badcake as he does cross in. Looks like first, no issues there. So another strong race coming out from Badcake. USA looking great right now as DK Mountain comes to a close.
Yeah, and I think that's smart from Casper. I mean, there was that fib wide there, and that POW came in. That could have been a crucial POW there from Japan, but Casper looked to me like he just hugged the wall and just took it. He just kind of let his character just kind of hit the wall there. Standstill mini turbo. Their top two was broken enough to a point where it didn't really matter. And I got to say, that's a very good run from Casper and Backcake, respectively.
At top 2, 4-6 coming out of the gate for USA. Another strong race and gonna extend that lead by a little bit more. The boys in red, white, and blue looking great. Boys and girls, I should say. But either way, another strong showing coming from USA South. And now it's Japan on the back pedal right here too.
Yeah, I mean, 4-point lead. The biggest deficit really was, around like the high teens to 20s. So, I mean, this definitely shows that these are two of the best teams in the game, and they're showing it. And reminder here, this is going to be 5 GPs, as this is an advancing match. Both teams 2-0 in their own right. And TF here is a pretty good track for top 2, 4. Third's kind of a sitting duck, but it is going to be MG.
Yeah, so now we got a plus 23 coming up for USA South. So they got a decent padding here, but don't want to get too comfortable as at this stage, any team has that potential to make a comeback in the game of Mario Kart. So don't want to get too comfortable. You want to keep your foot on the gas and really just try and keep that pressure on to Team Japan if you're USA South. But Mushroom Gorge, a very interesting track known to be a classic one for shaking up those spots.
And I think this is smart here from Backcake with USA in top 2 early on. I mean, this is something you want to do to try to maintain that dodge. But I mean, in Mushroom Gorge, you can maybe luck out some triple shrooms in a mid spot. Unlucky there from Azmac.
Never a bad idea either to even just be contesting dodges in general. It's just a good thing to take away from the other team, Japan, in this scenario. But being able to really make it so it's a little bit harder to pull those stars, those megas, those anything is valuable to a team.
I think he might have gone back there. But yeah, top 2 breaking away here from USA. In terms of the bagging battle, looks to me, I was trying to look at the battle glitch there, but yeah, not in sniping range, Azmac. Oof.
Here comes a bomb coming up, though, but is not going to pick off Azmac, still staying in that 3rd place spot. Looking for a shroom here, trying to catch up to those top 2 with the help of the gap jump. Not going to find it just yet.
But Sam uses Bill, though. Sam uses Bill. This is a sign that Roast has Shock in 9. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a very, very important Shock coming up here with USA breaking. And they could easily time this Shock into cave to TS maybe 1 or 2 people potentially. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, that's it. And that did have some shroom ups too with Type and Jan coming up. Azmac then 6 looking to burn these items, maybe to try and get some sort of dodge.
Oh, that
does get the mega. Oh, we might be cooking with fire here as Azmac.
That was such a risky bomb from Azmac, though.
Mega does get used. It's going to chain up into triple greens. Shock hasn't come just yet. No shock at all. Gonna look for the Koopa. Is going to get target shock off of the gap jump. That's gonna put Azmac all the way back in the 7th. It's gonna go try it again for the salty run back. Will not find it. Did like the idea though, but unfortunately execution did not play into that. And Sam gonna just rub salt into the wound with that last bill off before he can cross the line.
My mistake there. One of the baggers that was in 10th ended up billing up, and that ended up being the other bagger. But yeah, top 2 early on from USA, just waiting until everyone spammed their dodges and whatnot. Huge race from USA early on to take gap. Unfortunate for Hiduke as he was trying to chain, chain in 3rd and 4th, trying to get shrooms early on and couldn't pull it to break that up. And pretty clean run again from USA. Top 2. It's been a pattern as of late.
This has been a strong GPN for Team USA. They are now going to be sitting on quite a big marginal lead as they were plus 23 before that top 2 4-5 race, I believe. So it's just going to be a big game of catch up coming out from Team Japan going into this GP3.
So yeah, and in terms of track picks, I mean it's been back and forth. I know there were a couple of track picks that JPN had. BCW was an example, but USA was able to recover that. I know in MH they had that track pick, and USA was able to recover that. So track picks I think are fairly even, but whenever JPN get their track picks, it seems to me like USA South have an answer every time.
That's just it. I think that's been kind of the name of the game here, is having those answers to the problems that come suit to you in the match, as USA South have had pretty much responses to every winning race that Japan's been willing to throw at them. And in this case, it feels like whatever winning race Japan gets, USA just doubles. And that's just kind of why they're sitting on a 46-point lead right now.
See what track pick comes out here. Yeah, pretty neutral track here. This is Gardens is actually a fairly interesting track in terms of the bagging battle, though. Typically, you see one of the baggers go back around 18 seconds, but this is one of the like the most interesting tracks to bag against, because if you pull a star, sometimes you use a star early and you risk trolling the runners, or you hold the star until 30 or 28. But we'll see how that happens. Let's pay attention to the runners for now. It looks to me like JPN, you just go 2-3-4 run, try to maybe pull some shrooms early.
Yeah. Backkick right now has been able to still stay in first even after the first cut in lap 1 of Gardens. It'd be crazy. But one of my favorite things about this track and bagging is all the plays you can do around the chomps. Bomb snipe coming out from Azmac, going to find a couple and brings him into 4th right now, holding this golden mushroom. And
this is also huge for USA too. Don't quote me on this, but there was a bagger that went so far back early on. There could be a bill pull here. I mean, one of the baggers was all the way at the chain chomp section by the time 20 seconds hit.
Yeah, that could be treacherous here. I'm interested. Asmac is going to go up to use this golden here. He's going to try and sneak his way in the first. Red being thrown up by Casper. Isn't going to connect from what I can see. And Asmac going to move himself in the first place.
Switch to back kick here. This is a key exchange here with JPN in 2-3. I'm really interested to see where he's going to back this. Ooh, accidental green throw. This could be huge.
We're right with that bill call, though. We did see Macy billing up just there. So she's going to be in.
And this is a sign that Rose has shot.
Yeah, it could be. And triple shrooms being picked off by bad cake, so not bad for now. But if Shock is in play, could be seeing it sooner than later, as coming up to this first set, lap 3 is a very popular chain spot for a lot of teams.
Oh.
Here comes the star being used off by Revice. Isn't going to find anything. Single red.
And JPN take cut into top 3. 2 of them take cut, and that's huge for JPN, especially since they have Shock here.
Definitely.
Top 4, actually, for JPN.
Top 4 for JPM. Just did see Asmac pull a TC on the other POV, though, so could be tough. Back kick in a start, and now really trying to chain whatever he possibly can to get up there, if there is. And this just looks like it's going to be a shock hold pretty easily. So Asmac fell, unfortunately, back as well.
Asmac fell off, and Hiduke, I mean, it was top 4 for a fleeting moment. I'm not sure what exactly happened to Hiduke there. But, I mean, still...
I can't speak from Hiduke. I did see the TC get pulled off by Asmac, which put him down, which was unfortunate for Asmac. But if that top 2 stayed still, it's still a decent race coming out for Team Japan. Yeah, and that top 2 will stay. So top 2, 6, 7, still a winning race in favor of Team Japan. So could be the start of chipping away this lead and see how they can manage this momentum to try and swing this back into their favor.
Quick disclaimer, my laptop died. I'm turning that on right now. Should take about 20 seconds.
Okay.
Mic switch for a moment. What would you pick here, though, if you're JPN with top 2, 7, 8?
Top 2, 7, 8. I think it's actually top 2, 6, 7 coming from them. But that's kind of a toughie to pick. But it looks like they're hovering towards Waluigi Stadium.
Yeah, this is definitely something that this is arguably Asmac's best running track. And I know type is pretty decent here too, but Koopa Cape will be the pick. This is a JPN pick as well. I mean, not bad. Top 2 can pressure third, who's starting off in a wide spot there, and can kind of like force third, potentially to get bumped off if they play it right. We'll see. I'm going to pay close attention to third here.
I also don't hate it because you have Asmac starting at the back, who's going to be almost guaranteed some sort of shrooms if he can get a box. Unfortunately, not the case, but Batcake manages to follow the directions and is going to get a nice little golden. Is going to be able to golden himself up into top spots. So
yeah, and that's a crucial Shroomba miss there from Macy. As oh shoot, my stream is actually kind of delaying on my end. Sorry, 3, 4, 5 here. Who's first?
That's a good question.
Yeah, sir. My stream was delaying on my end. Oh, that's some crucial back spams there from Casper and the star pickup.
Yeah.
Top 2 for USA.
There, another golden pulled off by Batcake. So but it's going to get the back spam. So that's going to set him off, and that's going to make
I don't know about that, though, for Batcake. I don't know about that.
I don't like that decision. I would have held the golden personally myself, because I feel like now he's lost all the value.
Yeah, and he's itemless too here. I mean, if you have held on to that for a bit longer, maybe you could support that top 3, maybe stay in 4th worst case, but we'll see how he approaches this. Hiduke is going to get a box. Nice reactions there from Backache to slow.
Gets triple shrooms, so he isn't in a bad spot whatsoever. TC in front of him. If he uses these shrooms, he can probably get away, and that definitely is the case. He uses 1, so he's going to get away from the TC. Probably going to save another for this next water shortcut coming up here.
Well, I think I saw first picking up a shroom. That's a clutch. Or I'm sorry, star. That's a clutch star drop there from Roast.
Yeah,
Or
so
sorry,
looks,
yeah, from Roast.
looks like it's Type right now sitting in first. So we see 2, 3, 4 coming out for Team USA. TC does get picked up by Backcake, unfortunately, and unfortunately, the team is all around them, so he's gonna have to sit there and take it, unfortunately. And
I don't blame
luckily
him
for
for
him,
doing that, but 2-3-4 so broken. I mean, I don't blame him for going forward. He can maintain his fourth here.
yeah, and luckily for him, the pack is just so spread to that TC isn't going to make any difference maker whatsoever. USA can still play for 2, 3, 4 and come out with a winning race here. So can't hurt that. Is going to be holding this blooper and opts to use it here. Sitting in fourth here, doesn't really have to worry about too much. Triple reds will help secure him unless there's any last second shocks, but does not look like the case. 2, 3, 4, 5 looks like is the case for Team USA as Macy trimming up at the last second. She'll secure off fifth place.
Yeah. I was going to say good work from both baggers. I mean, Roast with a clutch star drop for the end of lap 2, but clutch star shock pull there from Sam to prevent any dodgers, any come-uppers there from Japan. I mean, a pretty strong race played all around. I think good pulls in the beginning and good run from USA.
Yeah, USA played it well, and there's not really much else to really say other than that. They stuck to their guns. They were able to hold the fourth down in 2, 3, 4 and wait for Macy to just kind of complete the 2, 3, 4, 5 coming up to the end. And another great race for Team USA as they extend their lead, coming up to 52 points right now. As halfway through GP3, and it's starting to look like it might be getting a little out of hand, unless we see a big race coming out from Team Japan pretty soon.
I'm trying to pinpoint what really kind of started this momentum, because I know that there was a top 2 coming out from JPN, but my fucking goldfish memory is faulting me right now. I'll get back to that.
I think they just had one good race where they had that top 3, and then they just kind of ran it from there.
Yeah, it was MG. Yeah, it was MG where they were running up pretty much the whole time, and what is it, DK Mountain, where they had a really really clean run as well. So, I mean, like I said, like after GP1, the shocks were kind of keeping Japan in it. They were up there in flashes, but USA really showing their power in the running department here.
Definitely, and that's what we've been saying before.
A key draft too from Revise.
Yeah. Very key. Is going to be the top 3 for USA South right now. They're going to have
opts to go for an unpredictable fib, and that's a wide fib. That is a very good spot to back the fib wide there, and this is really good for USA. You don't want to be in the back here early on, especially in a track like this where you can double back around blind corners.
Also finds a very nice draft off of Revise to stay ahead of Jan. So a very nice draft coming off from Backcake to be able to keep that third. Just for the moment, as Jan is finally going to pull ahead, Shroom gets pulled off by Backcake. Triple Greens is going to be pulled out of Jan, so that's going to force Backcake into giving a little bit of space. Bomb going to get dropped off, and looks like that might have landed right on.
Jan is a lone wolf here. He really has to try to make it work. Macy goldening up to a top 3-5. This is absolutely huge here for USA.
And we have the blue being held right now by Backcake. This is looking like an absolute recipe for a successful race coming out for USA South. TC pulled off by Jan. Doesn't go for it. Doesn't take the bait. Backcake knows what he needs to do and is going to hold on to the blue for the life of him. TC strikes Jan. Asmac is going to try to move up into these top spots, though, moving up to third. Top 2 still being occupied by Team USA, and Asmac's going to have to try and pull some magic to try and infiltrate it. Going for the Nana Snipe, just short off Revise. Still going to keep up that second place for now.
Yeah, he can stay patient here. I got to say that was a really good back 2 from Macy. If Macy hadn't gotten that back green off on that bridge lap 2, he could have easily gotten contested and passed that TC. But he's out of sniping range now, AZ.
Yeah, he has got himself a little bit of space. Still sitting in third.
He is very hesitant to pull these triggers on the trigger on these nanas.
I think it's just the fact that he doesn't want to show his hand just that too much. There's going to be a POW, but he's going to be able to navigate around that safely. Still top 2, trying to get in there, but hasn't found anything yet. Is able to go tight here, knowing that nobody has items thanks to the POW. But is going to have to try and make a last-second Hail Mary play here to see if anything can work. Is going to throw up the bananas. Isn't going to find anything just yet. Top 2 gets secured by USA South. As Mac going to slow down for the rest of his teams. Does know that the blue was being held. Shot coming in last second, seeing if anyone comes up, but doesn't look like that will be the case, as USA, another clean run for top 2. And Japan right now is just not able to solve what USA is cooking.
That's the first solid answer, Hurst. Yeah, nice analogy there. I was gonna say, what was it? Yeah, I was gonna say that was a very clutch draft in the beginning there from Revise, right? It's all about the little things in MKWC sometimes, but especially in a track like RBC, where the first 5 seconds are probably the most important 5 seconds of any track in this game. Revise getting that draft up early, and some clutch double backs. I think US South played that race flawlessly, really.
Yeah, it's just one of those hard puzzles that are just hard to solve. They're playing well together. They're double backing successfully. They're backing wide. They're backing tight. They're making you think. You never know where that fib is going to be, and because of that, it's kind of just it's hard to judge, and that's kind of why USA are starting to really break away in these top 2, sometimes top 3 kind of situations where Japan is throwing everything at them, but to no avail. Nothing's working.
I mean, I don't want to count them out yet, because we have seen dramatic, crazy comebacks before. We saw US South versus France, albeit that was a 2-race comeback. We saw India versus US North in a 5GP last stream. That was, like a 30-point comeback over the span of 5 races or so. But this is 5GPs, remember. And this is a good track here for JPN, even though they are 3-4-5. This is arguably their strongest running track, so we'll see. They've already shown their hand. Let's see if they can take advantage of this.
That's definitely going to be
Hasback in first already? No, a little bit of lag.
Not quite there yet. Is 4th place though. Has some help though, and see a little bit another Japan up there, but Casper is going to get up.
Casper missed MT. That's a huge miss MT. He hit the trail too.
Definitely. So Casper's going to be taken out. Oh, it actually wasn't Casper. But it's going to get Asmac with the trail. That's going to be Casper in the first.
What the heck is that lag? We see Casper falling behind and all of a sudden lagging back up. That was weird.
Yeah, no idea. It looks like 2-3-4 right now coming from Team 2-3-4-5 for Team Japan.
Huge, yeah.
Looking great right now. As if they can really try and take Casper out of first, it's just going to be another great look for Japan.
Oh, Jan hits a wide fib. That is a beautiful fib from Casper.
That's just what I was saying with the fibs. You don't know if it's going to be tight or wide because of how good Team USA has been with their backspin game.
Eats a TC.
Eats a TC, unfortunately. Box in 8th is going to be pulling off a star. Opts to not use it right away, just in case their Beggar could have Shock and Sam, but isn't going to find the turn skip either.
I think first spun out. There might have been a blue there. Couldn't see from the other POVs, but it looks to me like USA all of a sudden up there. I mean, we saw a really good back spam early on, and then we might have just saw a blue there.
Do you see Macy sitting in 6th right now? So there goes Casper. Casper is down. So that almost leads me to believe that it's all Team Japan right now that's up there. Shot coming in though is going to dodge a back kick in 4th, and here he comes, going to look to try and infiltrate this top 2 for Team Japan. Isn't going to find a box though. Could be dangerous. Hops on the nano though. Let's see what Jan can capitalize. Jan pulls out the red. Is going to force back kick to take it wide. Is going to get powed, but doesn't get powed. Back kick gets through.
He hits the dirt.
He's going to try to fight for first. Here comes the red. Red is not going to catch him. It might not be able to kick up first. And is just going to miss the mark. 2nd place coming up for back kick, as Team Japan is just able to hang on to first.
That was most clutch POW you'll ever see. Slightly late in regards to T-POW, and Hiduke did get partially affected by that, but just enough for Hiduke to get first there. I mean, JPN, even though they did get back lap 2, they were able to hold their own there. Hiduke probably getting a favorable item in a mid spot to take cuts and get up there, and good run from Japan.
This game is wild to me, okay? Because that play doesn't happen if back kick doesn't
But
avoids the pow
144
dodge
though.
by being in that small little clip of air.
He does get first.
He did get first. Holy
Interesting.
cow.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
That is a 6-point swing.
Bat Cake, we are not worthy. What? Wow.
I mean, it looked to me like Hitoke got first. This lag is insane. I mean, we saw Casper like going up, up from first, all the way back to first, all the way back from the lag in lap 1. And
yeah,
I gotta say,
it looked like he finished second on his screen. Like I didn't see first change when he was on the line. It still looked like it showed second. So
I think apparently Hitoke got fibbed on the line. So like that little, that little moment of time loss affected him.
Wow.
I mean, that makes sense now. That does make sense.
Yeah. Okay. So going into GP4 coming here, we're seeing a plus 66 lead coming for Team USA. So, but it's looking bleak.
Thank you, Jay G for the what is it? Thank you, Jay G for the stats there. Apparently beat him by 0.021. Not sure where you got that. Maybe leaked chat from JPN. Not sure how true that is, but that was, it's a game of inches in MKW. And Backkick took really good lines too, going into the last couple turns or so. And, it's a game of inches in MKW.
It really is. And with a game like this, it's one of those anything can happen aspects that's just all over the place. And it's bliss. I don't know. It's something that's so chaotic yet so beautiful,
Truly. And repicks are GP5. Okay, I was wondering if GP4 or 5 were. Yeah, GP5 is when repicks are allowed here. Which doesn't matter too much because there's still a couple of pretty decent running tracks on the board, and there is one of them chalked off.
And that's going to be the next one that we are going to be headed to. Is the Sugar Shack. So, Maple Treeway picked off, starting Backkick back in first. Is gonna see how he plays off this one.
Let's see if he gets the slip. Doesn't get the slip right away, but keeps first.
Just enough. That's going to move into top 2 currently for USA. Caster going to be joining Backkick up into the top spot party. So, going to be moved up there as Jan following suit in 3rd place, and is going to try to keep USA South on their toes as a Shroom coming up, and that's going to be exactly what happens. Jan moves right into
so
first.
Clutch there from Type.
Yeah.
Let's switch over to Asmac here. He has a golden in 5th, and I was gonna say I'm interested to see where he uses it here, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna use it on the net section.
Yeah, I assume a big bump coming up for Revise is going to be forced to use. Doesn't want to get bumped any further from there, so opts to use the golden. I don't actually hate that. And he does get a chain too, so it does actually work out. Bomb gun out, might try and look to take Macy. Actually, he might just hold it, or does back it himself actually. So there's AC just gonna move in the 4th shot coming in. Shock dodge from the cannon. That's gonna move him up
Definitely
a little bit.
USA shock there.
Type unfortunately gonna bump up Asmac though, so that's gonna slow him down a little bit and only move him in the 3rd. Bomb coming.
Huge and
second.
Sam
Bomb
needed
throw coming is gonna come. Let's see if it hits. Does not claim any takers. Is gonna evade that green just barely, but good enough to keep him alive in 3rd place.
And Sam needed that shock for sure. I mean, the bagging battle wasn't overwhelmingly poor, but Rose was favored in terms of the shot count, even though USA do have this lead. So this could definitely put a stamp on this war. Maybe not the war, but this could really change things up. Good back green too with the blooper in the face.
Didn't even see it. Didn't have a chance to even react to it, and that's just going to move top 2 even further. 3-4 cannon for Team Japan. No shock, unfortunately. Lap 3 will try to help them move up any forward, but that's going to be about baggers sitting at the boxes right now. Single Shroom, 3rd place coming out. No star pile, unfortunately, so just going to keep 3rd. And looking like that might just be the story unless we see some kind of crazy shocker blue come out, as USA has a very repeatable
look
lead.
Back, AZ, look back. No, there are no greens coming up, I don't think.
No green is coming up just yet. Onto the net. Is approaching this last one. unfortunately, still couldn't buy a star pile, and that's all it's going to be wrote, as AC will get to drive peacefully into third as USA South completes another top 2 front run on Maple Treeway. What can I say?
I mean,
USA South is at this point running away with this game, and yeah, that's just kind of been it for the last maybe GP or so, as just stamping win after win after win. Top 2, 4, 6 race coming up for USA.
yeah. And sir, I mean, like I said about the bagging battle, the last, I think 2 or 3, I think 2, could be 3, but shocks have been pulled by Sam. So definitely, USA showing their mettle in the running department and really solidifying. This has kind of been the difference between like a golf and class, really. We kind of expected like close war here, but JPN, unfortunately, only showing flashes of brilliance while USA are constantly in the front. And whenever they pull shock, it just shows, they can really solidify the races.
I think that's just it. The pure running prowess of this USA South team is proving to just be a little bit too much for Team Japan to handle, as they're really just staying up top and they're not going down super easy. And I think that's just the testament of this USA squad, of why they're so prominent in these top spots. They're just able to bang them out, and yeah, it's just kind of, they have all the answers right now, and Japan simply doesn't.
Here, I mean, just to rub salt in the wound here, this is going to be huge for Asmac. He's going to try to maybe not get the full startup, maybe get a draft here, or he's going to opt to go for a box. I mean, not a bad strat either. It's the safe play, but we'll see what he does here.
Safe play, top 2 certainly still for Team USA. Asmac only with a banana. Did a nice dodge on the fib with the last second break as a mini turbo. Very nice mechanical play right there. As Triple Reds is going to come out, does have Revise in his sights. And
it's a good back there from Macy, though, on Jan.
Do a little bit of work there. Here comes the Shroomless coming up. Is going to throw
Jan
some red.
Jan can seize the spot smartly so that AZ can try to get a red off or 2.
Here comes the bomb up. Let's see if it connects. Doesn't connect, but does force Revise to slow down. So does get
I think he got caught in the end of that. Yeah.
Red shell. It's going to get break, but it's not going to stop. It's getting squished by the stopper. Unfortunate. And then gets the blooper. And then on the top and off gets starred.
The cojones on this man to go for that. I mean, I don't blame him. I honestly don't. He's itemless there. He doesn't have much to lose, but unfortunately, got the worst case scenario on that.
Yeah, I don't blame him. It was a calculated risk that ultimately just ruined him far more than the micro play would have just done if he had pulled it off successfully.
And this is a clean top 3 as well. Maybe not 2. I mean, the pack is not too far broken away, but top 2 is breaking, and I think Revise might be trying to slow down a little bit to mess him up. But Type comes up in a bill. Let's switch over to Backache here real quick. Actually, that was a terrible switch. Oh my god. JPN or AZ got past the TC, and he's gonna die. Let's switch back. No, don't. Oh my god, I'm so.
That was just blue coming out for Macy. Macy, smart enough, is going to stop on that. Shock is going to come in. Unfortunately, that brings Macy right after the boost panel. Star drop coming out from Sam is going to get picked up by Backache, so that will enable Backache to at least hold on the first for now. Type coming up though. It's going to look to try for the slow one. It's going to find it though, and Type's going to sneak right in front. We're going to squeeze past him, and it's going to squeeze past for the first. Wow.
That is beautiful there from Type. And Jan dodged up too. I don't think he got a good chain, but nonetheless, that's most certainly damage control from JPN. A desperation shock pull. The USA were in top everything there. And from what I saw in the bagging battle, I don't think there was any funny business going on. I don't think one of the baggers was like faking to have shock and then going back and getting a tenor or anything like that. But still, it's a clutch shock.
Very clutch stock, and it did go well. USA 2-3-4, even with Type being
damage control though,
doing some sneaky stuff. Like at this point though, if you're Team Japan, there is no such thing as damage control. You don't play for damage control. You have to play to win, and that's kind of the only
100%. Yeah, I mean that's kind of been the story, right? Like with USA top 2 hitting back spams in 3-4 usually, or JPN.
when you're down 70 or like I'd say anything past 30 or maybe even 40 at that case, there's no such damage control loses its meaning. You're not playing damage control. You're either winning or it's just over. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the harsh reality to it. Is damage control only does so much when it's a close war, but when it's completely like this, it loses its all value. I think at this point, but down 90 right now for Team Japan, so it's looking real tough.
And Japan here coming out with Grumble Volcano. This is I've been talking about their strongest track picks like Waluigi, right? They lost that one by just a hair. Grumble is one of their stronger tracks too. They love going. It's going to be RR anyway. This is for 2-3-4 though. I mean, this is interesting. You got to be careful if you're back cake here. Be careful with the swerve.
Definitely one of the rough parts.
Type doing a really good job.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of trying to bounce off back kick. Couple of big hits, looking like a couple of Beyblades right now. And Type is going to catch him with the Nana. That's going to spin up back kick, and Type is going to win off the 1v1 right there for just the meantime. But back kick locks himself out with a nice little golden 6. He's going to get himself back up there, and he's already back in first.
God.
Back kick, what are you on, my man?
That was a beautiful exchange. I mean, Backkick played that as well as he could, right? Just releasing MT, not wheeling, trying to avoid the back. I mean, getting back was a blessing in disguise in the end.
Yeah, honestly, losing that exchange off Type wasn't even just the play, as he just gets gifted a golden immediately after, and it's
let's switch to Az though. Let's switch to Az here. Let's see how he avoids. Oh, he goes tight of that Nana on the right part of the boost panel. That's a really good evasion there from Azmac. This is going to be huge, especially with JPN in okay, they are third though. They are third, so we got a little bit of support.
That's not going too bad right now. Just back kick right now, occupying a first place, but has a little bit of breathing room from Azmac. But Azmac's gonna do.
This is huge. This is huge. Sam has shock. I think he was able to make the bagging. He was able to make the strat going back, and yeah, he does have shock. There it is.
And Azmac squeezes in to get the dodge too with back kick though, so that's gonna still keep him tight, and that only happens because he went for that nice little wheelie cut there to get close to back kick. It's gonna get past those two bananas too on the boost panel. Is still looking strong, and is really gonna let back kick know he is a problem and isn't gonna go down.
Tight of that Nano once again, goes for the the bounce off green there, and two of the best runners in the game going head to head here. This is going to be a key exchange.
This is going to be completely nuts right now. Triple bananas coming out for Azmac. Back kick right now is just holding on to that one banana trail he's got going on. Bananas going up. It's going to find. Does get him, but back kick able to really be able to recompose himself, still keeping out first. But
Azmac going wide though to avoid potential fibs or nanas. I don't blame Azmac for that, but he's in sniping range once again.
Here we go. He has a fib. He might try and pull it off coming off this ramp right here. He's going to go down looking to maybe try and go for an outline. But
my butt cheeks are clenched right now.
But here we go. He's going to maybe look for it here. There goes the throw. Is going to find. Not fine, unfortunately. Back kick getting through. Is going to chalk up the red, but too little too late. That red's not going to connect. Back kick going to be able to hold on to secure the first place for Team USA.
And it looks to me like a 4-5 behind it for JPN. Pretty even race. And that was peak MKWC in terms of 1v1 battles right there. I mean, Backkick in the beginning really being as careful as he could, trying not to get trailed with those lag bumps, but got the gold and was able to run pretty effectively with it.
Yeah, it was like the right amount of being cautious, but also playing risky, right? He was taking a lot of turns as tight as he possibly can, so he wasn't losing time to Backkick, but he was also being super careful on those turns where he can predict backspam to where he's not falling super behind.
He was pretty aggressive at first, but then he started to shy away a little bit. Like we saw him going towards the middle of those two tricks, right on like the middle part of the track, and arguably should have gone for Shroomless. I mean, it's a bit of a high risk, high reward, but top two is broken away to a point where the risk is actually nullified in that situation. So opts to go, really wide to try to avoid backs, but I think you got to try to follow through with the Shroomless there.
Well, in some regard too, into that shock, I think it was lap 2. I think it was lap 2 that back kick dodged in. He actually was able to get into the cannon to dodge with back kick, all because he did make that Shroomless shortcut. without that cut that he went for, he doesn't get that dodge, and it's just a nice and easy run off for bat kick. But the complete mechanics coming out from Asmac really got showcased there, and that's why he was able to make that as close of a race as it was.
Yeah, Delfino square here. Yeah, pretty reset worthy. We'll see if Asmac tries to get the draft onto backkick potentially, or if he'll keep his line.
That's what we're all curious to see right here as DS Delfino square comes out. Asmac right now battling out for first with backkick. Once again, backkick gonna just edge him out just a little bit. He's gonna find a second. Fib is gonna come out. Might look for a quick.
Oh, one of the baggers is off.
Bagger, one of them got off. Nana just got hit off. Whew.
This could be a double shock here for USA.
Fib's not coming. He's gonna find the connection on the back kick. Asmac with the perfectly placed flip is gonna take him up into the air, and that takes him completely out for now. As Team Japan moves into 1-3.
They need this too, 100% with USA bagger and way
and
back.
Another great Fib back coming out is going to claim another victim, and the bomb comes straight to Asmac. That takes him up. Reap what you sow, and he goes down. Red's more coming out for Casper, and that's just going to be the tie of the tail right there.
Switch to back kick here. I mean, 3-4-5 for USA is not terrible. That top two isn't, well, first is gone, but that second is up for grabs, assuming that backkick will take cut with this and maybe get a red or something to try to contest second. We'll see.
He's going to go for it here. We're going to see what he pulls off this item. Going to get a box in third as Casper moves in the second. Gets a bomb. If he can hit...
Oh, he's in sniping range 100% here.
Oh, but he gets bumped off by Revise a little bit. Does have a bomb. Does see another... I believe that's Macy behind him. Does see Macy behind. Might...
I think if you're backkick, wait till after set to drop bomb. Wait till after. No, he can't.
Unfortunately, doesn't have a choice as does get dropped. Blue comes out
Blue
too.
Onto Jan.
And Jan goes out. That's going to be top 3 right now for Team USA, or top 4 actually.
This is the dagger. This has to be the dagger. I mean, there's more than likely.
I don't think AZ is looking to go down so easy as Team Japan all back here. Star comes out from type. Is going to start out back kick. No shot comes in though. Not just yet.
AZ is in first, though, after goldening all the way up.
Here comes the Star coming out for back kick. He's going to use it to probably going to try and chain here, but unfortunately, too far behind. Looking like his race might be a little bit toast, sad to say. And AZ is not going to go, Asmac is not going to go down without a fight. It's looking like Team Japan might have been able to pull that one back just at the end there.
And nowhere for USA to use. Well, you could argue that you could TS Asmac there, but it could have very well been possible that one of Japan were in a dodge. And I mean, it's really tricky. Being in top spots in Delfino is one of the trickiest puzzles to solve in regards to when to use shock. And JPN could be the start of a comeback here. I mean, you can only hope if you're a neutral, but it's going to be a new GP, so any semblance of a momentum play here could be nullified with a good track pick.
A new GP, all track picks allowed once again for this last GP. So Japan has every track in the game to choose from if they want to try and find a way to mount this comeback at no easy task, being down -76, but still not impossible. So Japan's gonna have to really rally together and see if they can try and make some magic happen here in the 5th GP of this World Cup match.
Yeah. Going back a little bit though to the ending of that race, I mean, I did talk about how potentially Japan were in a dodge. Yeah, it was type. If you remember backkick getting starred by type there, that would have been such a crucial spot to TS if they didn't have any dodges there. But backkick, if he didn't get starred, maybe could have had a better vantage point to call the shock, but unfortunately he was way back there and nothing USA could do. But anyway, it's a new GP, fresh mindset for US South there, still up by 76, and DDR is a pretty favorable track for the likes of for the likes of backkick and whoever's in third.
Definitely. and you know, Team Japan looking at BC3 once again. So, but DDR is going to be the track that does get picked. So, kind of feels like a little bit of like a slot, or like you're rolling the slots going with something like BC3 in like a minus
AZ
76
for the start of this one. Switch to AZ here. I want to see how he approaches this.
Looking at AZ right here, starting in second, is gonna go off, gonna look to take the cut here to pass up back kick. Does take it very nicely, and looks like that's gonna, not moving past back kick, actually, just getting a little teleport in front of him. Fib here is gonna look for the shot, is not gonna find it, but is gonna hit the back trail. Casper might look for another combo, but isn't gonna find it on AZ as AZ moves back and forth. A very nice bomb slide now coming over here. Okay, that's gonna move him in the 2-3 for Team Japan. What a shot!
And I gotta say, Roast commits so early. This could be a bill sign, possibly. Either that or, you know, every once in a while you see a bagger going straight back. And it could very well be that ninth pulled a bill. Considering that gap, I think ninth pulled bill. So Roast is going to be able to maybe use 2 shocks. I don't think they'll need it, considering Japan are in good spots here.
Like Asmax sitting
okay spots, I should say. No, they're 1-3-4 for USA. Pardon me.
Jam out the POW is going to get a red shell on Casper, so he's going to go down. That's going to move Asmac in the 4th, moves him into 3rd now, passes off Macy. Looks like she clipped a little bit of sand, so going to move Asmac ahead. 2-3 right now, with Backcake still occupying 1st. And Backcake has been a regular problem for this Team Japan squad.
Let's see how they approach this. Asmac. Ooh, yeah, I was gonna say that fib was looking like a very dangerous one. Hit it very well.
And that's the ones you gotta look for. Red shell coming out onto Revise from Asmac, and send one his way. Break nice and easy. So
I mean, shock has to come maybe now if you're Japan. I don't think they have it though.
Yeah, it's still kind of the big question mark whether what shock is looking like is going to evade off that green. Coming into this last set right here, blue shell is going to come out and is going to
get him on the line. It's going to get him on the line.
There's triple shooters coming out. This is not going to get him though. Unfortunately, might be able to pass off Revise here on the line. Is not going to do it by the looks of it. And it looks like it's going to be a 1-3 from USA.
100%. And I got to say right now, I think that subbing in Backcake was the move. Because, I mean, USA as a whole are playing well. But in my opinion, I think Backcake is that cog that really gets US South running. I think he's the engine that gets them running. I mean, you could argue that, a player that, can play well in like 3, 4, 5 and in mid spots and can really hold their own in mid spots and schlag when necessary could be an engine. But considering that Backcake, time in and time out, has won on these 1v1 exchanges and, a couple of key backspams too. Japan having a very hard time avoiding backspams in 3-4. And I got to say that was a good approach at first fight by Asmac, staying really, really tight to avoid a potential wide back on Sandhop, but unfortunately he gets, cut off by Backcake, swerving in the like right before the wall glitch. So, Backcake doing a very good job of really, putting a stamp early on in some of these races, allowing USA to run alongside him.
Yep. And something that I've always kind of acknowledged or known of Backcake is he's one of those players that kind of makes the entire team better. He's a very easy to play with kind of player, and it makes it easy for a player like that to kind of slot into any team and kind of just do their thing. And I think that's what brings this roster so much chemistry, is having a lot of those players that slot so well in with so many different players that you really get chemistry from anywhere. But
right away, though, we see a good back from Type as he was able to get a draft on and draft bumped Backcake there. Remember, repicks are allowed. This is GP5. We did see BC3 earlier. And if you're Type here, I think, leave it open here for Asmac. Yep, there it is.
And then you see Type and Asmac both successfully moving Team Japan into top 2 for now.
Oh,
you can look to do a little bit more damage.
On the other pop, Jan was like being a very annoying thorn on Backcake's side. Backcake eventually makes the ultra while Jan just doesn't go for it at all.
Oh, but unfortunately, AZ's gonna hit the gap and fall in! That's gonna lose top 2 for Team Japan, and now Type is all by himself. What an
Oh, that is-
unfortunate misplay.
Of all players to make that mistake, you would not expect that from Azmac.
Look, all I'm saying is if it can happen to Azmac, it can happen to anyone.
Unbelievable. Yeah, but Japan still in. I was gonna say Hideki going for Ultra. Does he get redded? No, he misses Ultra. Possibly that red that was going for him possibly put him off. And USA are going to start to run away with this. It looks like. Switch over to actually no, top 2 still here for Japan. What am I saying? No, one. No, that's backing.
His type still sitting in first though, so he's still trying to hold his own and trailing off this fib. Looking pretty good so far. Back kick, he's giving him a little bit of respect, but gets a nice single shroom in second. Might be able to make a play.
You have to respect that if you're back kick. I mean, usually you want to go for the cut block, but you have to respect that. You never know if type chained into something.
That's just it, and especially if I think he's has a teammate pretty close to him, he can get someone to unblock, but opts not to go that route. Is just going to burn the shroom to try and get closer to type. Type right now still sitting
Switch to Azmac here. Oh,
here comes the shot coming in. Let's see who comes up. Looks like Azmac going to be dodging up. Triple Shreds coming out, going to take out back kick. It's going to slow down the race this time.
That's a good play.
That's a great play to get type some time to nullify out that blue right now. Looking for a top 3 right now for Team Japan.
Oh no, top 2 only. There was a red
top 2 only. There was a red shell that came through and did connect. Still top 2 right now for Team Japan. Green shells are coming up though, but won't be enough to take out top 2. As Hiroke and Azmac are going to secure the top 2 for Team Japan.
That's a good play. I mean, considering that Japan, shocking, preventing USA from dodging, and Japan, dodging up alongside Azmac, and that's a smart play. And buying some time with the blue, like you said.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. It's the small micro plays, right? It doesn't look like much, but it plays a massive factor. And being able to buy type that much time to be able to be taken up by the blue, get a standstill, and then to just get back into the race, that's a massive play. And also a great pull off those triple reds off dodging from Azmac.
Yeah, but considering that, hold on 1 second. 4, 8, 20. Yeah, they got 2 races left, so it was a decent race there, but it was not big enough for Japan. And I believe they're at a point where they need to all run, or they get like a top 4-9. Maybe they don't have to all run. We'll see though. It's going to be a 60-point deficit, so don't have to all run mathematically, but they really need 2 top 4-9s, or 1 top 4-9, 1 top 4-10.
Yeah, I see Koopa Cave, Oreo's Gold Mine getting looked at once again, and you got 2 races to get it done. It's a tall ask, and I think this next race is going to be kind of the make or break based on what lies in store for Team Japan. Yeah, at least into the results of this match, anyways. But
it could be okay. No, actually not because the baggers can keep dropping stars. Yeah, this is actually not a good all-on track at all.
But Azmac singing, getting first, unfortunately not getting a green shell or anything like that for the Shroomba, so we'll have to take the long way around. But looks like Hiroke found a green shell of his own, so took the Shroomba himself. Casper comes up, is going to green himself in the second. Shroom gets bought into Azmac's disposal, so we'll hold on to that maybe for a cut or a chain. We shall see. Going right into the tunnel, this is where things can get a little bit crazy here, and red shell coming out for Azmac, gonna opt to take the top right of it, but is gonna get bumped off that, and the red shell still has his name, so is gonna eventually weed out Azmac, take him down. Box in 5th, gonna get another single stream, so just gonna opt to take this cut here.
And Casper was able to pick up a ground star there, so he's going to be breaking in first. So blue might not be too detrimental. Actually, no, Hiduke might be in a spot where if a blue comes, he'll be able to pass Casper combo red. But nonetheless, this is looking very good for USA to start.
Yeah, Hiroke, unfortunately, with the TC in 3rd, so he's going to have to sit on that, and that's going to knock him down a few inches. Moves Azmac to the 3rd. With
one of the baggers has shock.
Pow coming out, though. That's going to be an unfortunate Pow also for Azmac, going to clip the grass. That's going to enable Jan to move a little bit past and revives as well. Unfortunately,
I think Sam was playing some mind games. I think maybe he was pretending like he had shock or something, but I don't think either bagger has it at the moment.
Okay.
Or or vice versa. Maybe Roast in desperation mode, maybe trying to pretend he has it. Either or. No
Golden?
shock yet, I don't think.
Golden coming up here for Asmac, but USA's top spots are...
No, I mean, we saw a double
pretty gone.
Shrooba. This is crazy.
Yeah. This is looking pretty good. Backcake is just completely gone. And there's a TC for Asmac right there. Bomb coming up is going to look for a chuck and try to get something off of Rise. He's going to find him. But he's just stuck in the air. He's not going to be able to pass the TC. And unfortunately, Asmac is going to pay the ultimate reward for pulling off that 6th knife. And he's going to have to eat the TC himself. That's going to move him all the way back in the 8th. And unfortunately, just a little bit short off the money, as he's going to have to settle for... Oh, actually 5th. It's like Macy got hit up there just before the line. So at least he's able to salvage a couple spots, but isn't going to be the difference maker that he's hoping for.
And I mean, that pattern, it just incessant. Top 2 early on, top 3 early on, rinse and repeat for USA. What a performance!
Yeah, I mean, they played really well together. Batcake came into this as a sub in and completely probably had one of the best wars of his fucking life. That's on God. Apologies for the swearing, but I think
100%.
I think
100%.
that
If there's an MVP, it would have to be him.
I think
undoubtedly.
I mean, if you really like put this on like a piece of paper in front of you of Batcake's best wars, I want to say this one's probably got to be up there. Like I feel like how he's performed, how he's played. I think this is going to be one to remember for sure.
Yeah, I mean, let's give some props too to I think Revise, has been also running up there effectively and supporting Backcake, and Casper. He had flashes of brilliance, but he's also been up there too. If we take a look at the I mean, indivs aren't everything, right?
Oh, don't get me wrong. This is in no means the way to deteriorate the rest of the USA South squad. They have all played phenomenal together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just been like a trade-off. Like usually you sometimes see Casper up there, sometimes you see Revise up there. Mason's been a little bit quiet, but he has made a couple of plays here and there, and it's been a combination, really.
Yeah, it's been a help from everyone. Everyone's been
coming off of the Minecraft. Yeah, exactly. He's been playing Minecraft the last few weeks, and he just comes out and just completely destroys the competition.
That's just it. That parkour is really paying off. That's all I'm saying. Keeps the fingers going, and Asmac pulling in the 2nd right now with this Mega Mushroom. Pretty good item to have in 2nd place, if you ask me. Oh, but the Fid coming out early on from Casper. Going to try to hit Asmac, but Asmac with the quick reflexes is going to be able to get away from it.
Yeah, that's one thing you can say about Asmac.
But early shot coming out from Team Japan. Going to get dodge in the Bill off from Jan, dodge in the Mega from Asmac. I think their goal here is to just get them as far away as possible. And a little bit of almost a scary sight there with that bomb car going up, but they both play around it very nicely. So they both get to keep top 2 for Team Japan at the moment. Bib's still there, so we'll both have to change the lines to get away with it. But still sitting 2nd pretty comfortably at the moment. This pack is completely divided.
I mean, the bagging battle looks to me like it's fairly... well, I mean, Roast isn't 9 now. So maybe USA could... I mean, if they do pull a shock, they have to use it first set. I mean, after first set... Well, 2nd set could be okay, too. But that's if the pack isn't too broken away. If the pack's broken away, everyone could hit boost panels and just maintain their spots. But shock should probably come first set if you're USA here. Oh, maybe not. Blue comes in.
Yeah, but lucky for Asmac, got that true.
What happened to Jan? Did he hit a car?
No, Jan let him pass him.
Okay.
Because he had the shroom in 2nd, so obviously it makes sense. So.
But yeah, I mean, I gotta say that was one of the most impressive performances you will see from a World Cup team in this particular tournament. That was just fantastic all around.
Yeah,
from USA.
and I just want to like also put that out there is that Japan as a team, they're a nuts roster. They're a great team. Being able to come out here for what USA did and be able to have a pretty convincing win against a team as strong as Team Japan is nothing to diminish. It was a great showing from both squads. USA played to their strengths, and Japan wasn't able to solve the equation and couldn't find out that back cake was X.
Yeah, and if I were to really start like pinpoint a particular race that kind of started that momentum, it has to be MG, where they got DKM, the race before that, race 6, DKM, where they ran top 2 the entire time basically, and then MG came out. They got good spots there, and the bagging battle was favoring Roast first 5-6 races or so, but then Sam really started to come to his own and make it even for Team USA. And after that, I mean, bagging battle was fairly even. 2 of the best baggers in the game, but I think that the difficulty for JPN to avoid some of those back spams when USA were in 1-3 and top 2, and the overall running power there from USA really kind of just made the differences.
Yep, and that's really all you can say. And you kind of hit it right on the nose. There's not really much else to really highlight. There was a lot of great displays of showing in that match, and unfortunately that wraps it up as USA South does come out victorious over Team Japan of a score of 645 to 575. And I think that's all we have for tonight. So on behalf of everyone here out of Mario Kart Wii Central and the World Cup staff, I'd like to also thank our stream host Fusion for being able to step in and get this stream up for us, and he did a fantastic job. And once again, my name is Zesti, and I've been joined by Jaggy. And
thank you so much. And don't forget, tomorrow we will have a cast. I was gonna say we have a cast tomorrow. Benelux versus Latin America, both 1-1. And we might also have a cast to Australia versus Italy. Not sure about that one yet, but 2 wars between 2 1-1 teams. The Benelux versus LTA one will be at 5 p.m. Eastern, followed by Australia versus Italy, potentially 6 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. And now we shall sign off. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And